All right, welcome to dividing with decimals. We have our divisor on the outside and our dividend on the inside. We're going to go ahead and just rewrite the problem here. That is decimal 5. And then we have a 2.5 here. So 5, and we also have a 2.5. The divisor must have the decimal at the end. So this decimal here cannot be in the front of it. It has to be at the end of it. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over one time. And I'm going to place the decimal here, which means I'm going to erase it from here. And then over here, however many times I move the decimal here at the end, I do it here. So if I were to rewrite this, it would look just like that. 5 with the decimal at the end, and then 25 with the decimal there. And the decimal goes straight up. And here's a very important step that I don't want you guys to miss, is the first thing you're going to ask yourself is, can the 5 go into a 2? 5 cannot go into 2, but 5 can go into 25. Because of that, the number that we end up left with will end up being written here, not over here. 5 does not go into 2, so I'm not going to put a number above it when I have my answer. 5 goes into 25. That last number, the first number that I have, will go up there. So it goes into 25. We know that 5 times 5 equals 25. And my number will be 5.0. 5.0. Okay, let's go ahead and do a next problem. This was problem A. We're going to go ahead and do problem B. So I have my decimal here, and I cannot have a decimal in front or in the middle of it. And the number of times I move this decimal, that's the number of times I'll move this decimal. I need to move it at the end. So this is going to move this way one time, and this is going to move this way one time. So when I rewrite this, it's going to look like this. That'll look like 12 with the decimal at the end of it. And this will look like 3.6. This decimal on the side, even though it's in the middle, that's okay. But we cannot have a decimal in front of here. So if I don't know this off the top of my head, I want to do partial quotients. You can do your partial quotients. First thing we need to know is, can 12 go into 3? Can 12 go into 3? No, it cannot. But 12 can go into 36. So because it can go into 36, that last number it can go into, I will be starting my answer when I have my answer right there. That decimal goes straight up. That's the first thing I need to do, set it up. And then 12 goes into 36. How many times? You would need to go ahead and do 12 times. Let's say I didn't know that off the top of my head, but I know 12 times 1 is 12. And we have 6 minus 2, which is 4, is 2. And I do 12 times 1 again. That's a 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 12. And let's say I didn't know that off the top of my head. And I did that 12 times 1. And we made it. So we add this up together. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And I'm not going to put the 3 here because I know that 12 didn't go just into 3. I can't put it there. It went into 36. The answer would be 0.3. Right there. Okay, let's do another. I would want you guys to try this one on your own. So pause it before I start working it out. But you guys would have, let's say we were to do 25, and I have a decimal over here, divided by, let's say I were to do, I'll have the decimal here, actually. All right, let's say I was going to go ahead and divide this number. Okay, it's just a 0.25 divided by 25 right here. Now, I need to move this. So I would go 1, 2. My decimal would now be at the end. I can erase it here. But this has no decimal. If it has no decimal, automatically that decimal would be at the end of it since it has no decimal. Now, we moved here 2 times. We're going to move here 2 times. 1, 2. And we're going to fill in the empty spots with zeros and have the decimal here. So I would erase this here. Okay, so it moves over twice. Now the decimal is here, it goes straight up. Now I need to ask myself, can 25 go into 2? No, it cannot. Can 25 go into 25? Yes, it can, and because it goes at the end of 5, my answer, whenever I get my answer, will start right here, right above the 5. So we need to set that up first. So now I can go ahead and do my partial quotients. If you guys are not sure how to do it, you guys can do your easy multiples. But let's go ahead and do 25 can go into 25 one time. So it starts there, right above my 5. Bring down the 0. 25 goes into 0 0 times. Bring down that 0. 25 goes into 0 0 times. Okay, so my answer in the end is going to be 100 with a decimal at the end of it. Hopefully this helps. Please ask me questions in class if you need it. Your boom cards will look just like this. All right, have fun.